Good enough. All right.
Here you are.
All right. Well, tonight is June 17th. It is 6:43. We do have a quorum. So sorry that we're running a little late. Technology is always a challenge. The first 15 minutes are set aside for open members forum. For any questions of members of the HOA for any item that is not on the agenda for this evening. So if I might ask those that are here, if you have any questions on any particular that is not on the agenda.
Or the weekend about a trash issue in my neighborhood, and thank you for responding on that weekend. I know that's more than the city of Aurora. And so my question there is, I deliver newsletters, and you see a lot when you do that. And in my neighborhood right now, there's at least 2 places that are rented. Although actually they're empty right now, but they have real issues as far as being kept up. And I wondered if the Homeowners Association has any teeth at all in matters like that.
All right, well, I'll kind of preface that with saying, yes, we do have some teeth, but our teeth is limited to a few things. So let me first of all say that the bigger teeth, of course, is going to be through Access Aurora. And that is because when they turn around and send someone out to site a home, they have a certain period of time, either 72 hours a week or whatever the code enforcement officer designates. They have that amount of time to fix the issue or to work on the issue. And if there is nothing that's done about it, then the city has the means to abate the property. And what that means is the city can then hire contractors to fix the problem. But the city will then turn around and put a lien on the property and put a lien with the county as to assess it on the next year's taxes for that home. So with a rental property, generally what winds up happening is that they send out notice. They don't only put notice on the door, but they also mail a letter directly to the homeowner of record that's in the county assessor's office. Now, it's not to say that the HOA can't do the same thing. The HOA, in the way that we run business, we receive our teeth, so to speak, through you, the residents, right? So for us to be able to do anything as far as covenant violations, we don't actively go out and seek a covenant violation. They have to be reported to us. We turn around and we hold into the strictest confidence, as long as we can, the name of the individual or individuals that are filing the complaint. We then turn around and send out a letter to that homeowner and ask them to correct the issue. They're given 30 days. It's a lot longer than the city is going to allow. After that, it then goes to our attorney. They send out a letter. They have another 30 days. After that, then the attorney sends them a letter and says, we're going to set up a court date to take this to court. At that point, that individual is also told that if they lose, that they are responsible for all attorney's fees. The HOA covers those attorney's fees until they're recuperated. Okay? But the process can take up to 90 to 120 days, because once you get past the initial 60 days, when the attorney sends out a letter saying I'm taking you to court, it can be anywhere from 30, 60, sometimes as many as 90 days before we actually wind up going to court. So that's a very long time.
I don't think I know what current covenants are. I bought my house in 1979.
Current covenants have not changed. The covenants that were originally with your house and they're on our website, we have a link that says, you know, covenants, and you can go on there and there's a map of Mission Viejo that tells you filing 1 to 17. And you can click on there, and it'll turn around and bring you directly to the covenants that are filed with Arapahoe County.
But when I, a few years ago, reported the house being painted navy blue with lime green doors, I was told that the covenants no longer.
That is not true. There's a difference between whether or not the covenants are enforceable, and they are in perpetuity. They are a thing that goes with the land. It has nothing to do with the HOA. Okay. The difference is that there used to be an architectural committee that turned around and said, this is an approved color, this is not. The covenants, however, do say that it must be, I believe it says earth tone colors. So there are specific things that are in there. And so there's two avenues of approach that can be taken. An individual can turn around and file a complaint directly with the court and take that individual to court, or it can be done through the HOA. Now the board turns around with those complaints. We turn around if somebody issues a complaint, sends it to us. It has to be in writing. We have to know who you are. Otherwise, if it's anonymous, we won't take action on it. Because once we get to that point of going to court, like I said, we will hold your name in the strictest of confidence for as long as we can. If the judge deems that we must disclose who that individual is who filed the original complaint, we have to be able to disclose that. We don't, the power is not derived from the board, the power is derived by the board from the residents.
Okay, and I can check.
Does that kind of?
Well, and the architecture committees, unfortunately, they did expire. The bylaw, or within our bylaws, within the covenants, that architectural committees expire. That part then is, since we don't have an architectural committee authority, that part of it is out.
But it doesn't negate the covenants themselves. It just negates the ability for the architectural committee to approve or disapprove. The architectural committee is the only portion, and that is by our bylaws. It has nothing to do with the covenants. Okay? So there are two very separate and distinct issues.
Okay, and that really wasn't one of my issues for tonight.
Okay.
I have two more quickly. Big rig trucks.
Big rig trucks, okay.
I've been parking on South Lewiston where it opens into Hampton.
Okay.
And big trucks have discovered that if they go in Lewiston, there's a circle. They can turn their rigs around easily. And then, like tonight when I left overnight, and I think that's against zoning, but I don't think they're ever there when the zoning office is open.
And again, that is against, actually, it's not only against zoning, it's against city ordinance.
So I could call the police.
You can call the non-emergency number, and you can ask for an officer to come out and to ticket the offender. If there's nobody in the vehicle, they can ticket any large vehicle. The rules are, it's not just big rigs, right? It's by city ordinance. Anything above the size of a passenger vehicle is not.
Does this include dumpsters?
Say again?
Does this include dumpsters?
Dumpsters are not allowed to be deposited onto city streets.
Do you know this one rental I'm complaining about? That's where the dumpster is right now on South Way. It's been there for a week in the street.
They will cite and they will have they will call the company who owns the dumpster and tell them that they need to remove it.
Because someone told me they thought that was legal, and then
It's not.
my other issue is that I was noticing driving over that most of the city maintained green belts in Mission Viejo are beautiful mowed grass, and the one I live next to is between Mission Parkway and Hampton, between Lewiston and South Mobile. And, you know, it's where the bike path crosses Hampton with the
Yes.
traffic light and so forth.
Okay.
And so they, a few years ago, decided to make it more natural. And it's too natural. It's the water's filled with woody growth, and the place is full of weeds,
All right.
which load their seats.
So I'm gonna give you the name. Do you have something to write with?
Sure.